Welcome back, viewers. 60 years after the assassination of Nigeria's first head of state, Major General Thomas Aguiyi-Ironsi, his family has delivered a powerful message to the nation. Rather than reopening old political wounds or revisiting one of Nigeria's most painful chapters, they are urging Nigerians to focus on unity, reconciliation, and nation building. At a time when the country continues to grapple with insecurity, political divisions, and economic challenges, the family's appeal has reignited discussion about Ironsi's legacy and the lessons modern Nigeria can learn from its history. According to reports from the memorial ceremony held in Umuahia, Abia State, members of the Aguiyi-Ironsi family described the late military leader as a patriotic officer who devoted his life to preserving Nigeria's unity and strengthening the country's institutions. Speaking during a road-laying ceremony making the 60th anniversary of his death, the family said Ironsi should be remembered not simply as a historical figure, but as a soldier whose commitment was directed towards keeping Nigeria together during one of the nation's most difficult periods. Speaking on behalf of the family, Louisa Aguiyi-Ironsi stressed that the gathering was not intended to revive old political arguments or deepen ethnic divisions. Instead, she said the memorial was an opportunity to honor a man they believe sacrificed his life while serving the country. According to her, remembering the past should encourage reconciliation rather than resentment and inspire Nigerians to work together in building a more peaceful future. She said, the family deliberately chose a message centered on unity because they believe Nigeria's future cannot be built by constantly reliving historical conflicts. While acknowledging that history remains important, she argued that national progress depends on learning from past experiences rather than allowing old disagreements to define future generations. Louisa Aguiyi-Ironsi also called on Nigeria's present and future leaders to place the national interest above sectional, ethnic, or political considerations. She urged those in positions of authority to embrace dialogue instead of confrontation whenever disagreements arise, arguing that peaceful engagement remains one of the strongest foundations for national stability. The family further maintained that the ideals they associate with the late head of state remain relevant today. According to them, Nigeria's future should be anchored on justice, accountability, discipline, and the collective welfare of all citizens. These principles, they argued, are essential if the country hopes to overcome the divisions and governance challenges that continue to affect national development. Major General Thomas Aguiyi-Ironsi occupies a unique place in Nigeria's history. He became the country's first military head of state following the January 1966 military coup. However, his administration lasted only a few months before he was killed during the counter-coup of July 1966, an event that significantly altered Nigeria's political direction and contributed to tensions that eventually culminated in the Nigerian Civil War. Because of those historical events, Ironsi's legacy has remained the subject of differing interpretations among historians and political observers. Some view him as a patriotic officer who attempted to preserve national unity during a period of extreme instability. Others continue to debate some of the political decisions made during his brief administration. The family, however, made it clear that the purpose of the memorial was not to revisit those controversies, but to honor what they describe as his dedication to the country. The ceremony attracted several prominent dignitaries, reflecting the continued national significance of Ironsi's place in Nigerian history. President Bola Tinubu was represented by the Minister of Defense, General Christopher Musa, retired, while Abia State Governor Alex Otti also participated in the road-laying ceremony. Former First Lady Dame Patience Jonathan was among the other notable personalities who paid tribute during the memorial event. The presence of representatives from different political backgrounds also reinforced the family's message of reconciliation rather than allowing historical differences to dominate the occasion. The ceremony emphasized remembrance, respect, and national reflection. Participants observed moments of tribute while recognizing the sacrifices made by those who served Nigeria during its formative years. The memorial also comes at a time when conversations about national unity have become increasingly prominent across the country. Security challenges, political disagreements, and economic pressures have renewed discussions about how Nigeria can strengthen social cohesion while respecting its ethnic, religious, and cultural diversity. Against that backdrop, the family's appeal carries significance beyond the remembrance of one individual. Political analysts often note that countries strengthen national unity not only by remembering victories, but also by reflecting on difficult periods in their history. Public memorials provide opportunities to honor those who served while encouraging future generations to pursue peaceful solutions to national challenges. In that sense, the Aguiyi-Ironsi family's message sought to shift attention away from historical blame and towards collective responsibility for Nigeria's future. Their appeal also highlights an enduring reality. Every generation inherits the responsibility of protecting national unity. While political leaders formulate policies, lasting peace ultimately depends on citizens embracing tolerance, dialogue, and mutual respect. The family's emphasis on justice and accountability suggests that reconciliation cannot simply be based on forgetting the past, but must also involve building institutions that promote fairness and equal treatment under the law. As Nigeria continues to navigate complex economic, political, and security challenges, the legacy of its founding leaders will likely remain part of national conversations. Whether viewed through history, politics, or military service, Major General Aguiyi-Ironsi remains one of the defining figures of Nigeria's early post-independence years. 60 years after his death, his family is urging Nigerians to remember not the divisions of the past, but the possibility of a more united future. Whether that message resonates across the country may depend on how today's leaders and citizens choose to shape the next chapter of Nigeria's history. Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you find this report insightful, kindly like, share, and subscribe for more news reports. I'm Chidera Isom. Thanks for watching. Do have a beautiful day.